All right, welcome back to another episode of the 5T Vodcast. I finally learned how to say vodcast. I used to say podcast over and over again when I first started out. All right, so welcome to the 5T Vodcast. Today we're here with a couple of guys from the techno scene. We do it like we always do. Let them introduce themselves. Who are you and how did y'all end up in Stockholm's techno scene?
Oh, my name is Lukas. I'm from the Blockula Collective.
My name is Raoul, and I am also a member of the Blockula Collective.
Okay.
There's not much more to it.
All right. I'm planning to do something like a free party, basically. The day that, or as close to the date that the restrictions get lifted as possible.
Yeah,
That's a great idea.
it's very cool.
You guys want to be on board?
Yeah, of course, man.
I'm going to try to get as many organizers, because
That's such a good
to be honest,
Yeah.
if I had my choice, I would literally just have like 4 different dance floors on Long Holmen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fucking
So
nice.
to have one in Grytan, to have one by the beach, to have one in the amphitheater, and to have one under the bridge.
Yeah,
So literally as close as the date as the restrictions are lifted.
Yeah.
I want
of
to
course.
organize
Count us in,
Yeah,
bro.
count us
Of
in.
course we're there.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, very, very nice idea.
So you heard that first. First day that the restrictions are lifted, free party. So far it's the 5T Vodcast crew and the Blockula crew. And we're gonna make it
Count us in.
Count us in.
happen. Yeah. Is that how you guys say it? Blockula?
Blockula.
Blockula?
Yeah, it's Blockula. Do you know Blockula?
Of course.
Yeah, in
So
English.
yeah.
It's very easy.
Blockula.
We thought about Blockula and then I was like, what if is there an English word? And then just translate. And Blockula existed. And we just did it.
Okay, so yeah, let me ask that as a real question. One more time. Where did that name come from?
Blockula, it's like the witches
in
during
Solna.
Easter.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's also a mythological island where, because we try to have a lot of like mythology within our parties now.
Folklore.
Yeah,
Okay,
folklore and stuff like that, and try to have all the themes at our parties connected to some kind of folklore.
Okay.
The last 2 parties wasn't like that because it was COVID. You know, we had an anniversary and then we had like we call them Blockula tea parties, which are smaller parties. But and then the name comes from folklore, and Blockula is a place where the witches go and party with the devil.
Okay.
For I don't know, a week or something, and it's just the craziest fucking party where they do everything sin imaginable. And Blockula was the original name, but then we were like, let's check if there's an English word for it, and there was, and that's Blockula. And also because it's a Swedish, I think it's only in Sweden, Blockula is a thing.
Yeah,
So no one used Blockula anywhere, so it was perfect in that regard also, that we could register the domain name and Facebook and everything, like nothing else is named Blockula.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. It's good. It's good to sit down and talk to people.
Yeah.
You get to find out stuff. Because I didn't even know about this idea about Blockula in the first place. Because I thought Blockula was because the houses are blue and it's on the hill and there's a witch tower there.
Yeah, no. It's a very, very old Swedish thing,
Very old.
folklore.
In a bizarre twist of history, as Christianity spread, it adopted and reimagined pagan folkways rather than try to stamp them out. This made it easier to convert pagans. A key pagan festival destined to get a Christian makeover was Lemuria, when celebrants placated the dead, culminating on May 13th. But the church co-opted Lemuria in 609 AD, turning May 13th into All Saints' Day, a day to honor the most holy of dead Christians. They moved All Saints, or Hallows Day, to November 1st to drain the life out of pagan Samhain. Because Samhain fell on the night of October 31st, before All Hallows Day on November 1st, people started calling Samhain All Hallows Evening, the evening before All Hallows Day. This shortened into All Hallows Even, and finally into Halloween.
We were like 17 years old, me and some pals, and we had been to like one open air, 2 open airs, not more than that, and we were like, we want to do, our plan was to do the same thing, but a concert at first.
Okay,
so
if I can ask, I usually go like try to get what year we're talking about.
2017 maybe?
2017?
No, yes, 16, no, not 17 probably.
Okay.
And so...
And how old were you guys then?
I think 17 or 18. We turned 18, I think.
So 18 in 2017?
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
Excellent.
So we were like, we're gonna try to do this like a live concert.
Okay.
And then we just did it because we did the Facebook event before we knew anything at all. So and invited our entire friend list. So suddenly we had to do it, you know. And then we did it, and it was complete chaos.
Oh yeah.
But it turned out great, and then when we did it, the fascination for the actual open air scene and everything like that, we learned more about and started to love more and more and more. So the first thing was actually just doing an event, and then we fell in love with what the scene is, and the music.
But did you remember what party it was that inspired you to do that first event?
I have no idea. I was at, I don't know the arrangers, but it was a party in Stora Skuggan in Midsommarkrans, no, in Universitetet.
Exactly, yeah.
So we were gonna be at the same spot as that, but this is actually pretty funny. That spot is pretty cool, you know. There's a lot of parties right there, and we had never done this before, and we turned on the music at 10 or 9 or 10. And suddenly it stopped, and it's like, you know, when the police shows up, you can always talk to them. But apparently there was a senior race the next day with the starting point 50 meters from the party, and there were a lot of tents with like senior contestants, like only men and ladies 60 plus. Sleeping right there, and they were so angry. So it was like, we can't do shit right now. So we just gave all of the equipment to random people, and we're just that way, you know.
Oh, wow.
And everyone just walked, and then we found another spot, and it turned out good in the end. But I don't think I've been that close to a heart attack in my life ever.
So how many events have you guys done since 2017, right?
Official, I would say like 7 maybe, something like that. Yeah. And then we've done smaller unofficial things as well to get. We had a thing called Before Jula.
Before Jula.
Yeah, which was like a small pre-party for like friends and you know, people. Like it was only like 50 maybe group limit, just to get some cash in, so we could fund the next big party.
But how many, when you say small parties, I mean, what type of crowd do you normally aim for? 500, 600,000 people? Or?
Well, we have our regular parties. We aim for as many people as we possibly can. And I don't know why, but we're very fortunate and very thankful to the people that show up to our parties, because, I don't know, they give us a lot of chances, and it feels very nice. It's very kind people that show up. But and you guys are only more and more and more, which is crazy.
Okay. But you guys are from Stockholm, yeah?
Yeah.
Born and raised and everything? What part?
Södermalm area.
Nice. So it's mostly like your friends from high school and stuff like that, or is it like friends of friends, and or is it like random people?
In the beginning it was way more like friends from high school, friends of friends and their friends, you know, just the word getting out. Nowadays it's 90% I don't know personally, I would say.
Fantastic. Yeah, I saw that the party that you guys did, the SVT documentary.
Yeah.
I saw that thing. That was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
You know, how did you guys get involved with doing that documentary in the first place?
Acquaintances of mine that worked at this documentary, how do you say, production company. Yeah. And they wanted to do something with it, and I don't really know, but I think they also, a thing about it also, I think from the beginning would be that why they chose us was that we were young. from what I've heard, but I don't know. But that in the beginning it wasn't supposed to be that much about raves like that. It was it had to do with our age as well, because this was also, they started talking about it a few years ago.
Okay.
Then it was kind of on the ice, but then with the COVID, I think they wanted to do it way more.
Yeah, they wanted, because the other angle on it.
Yeah. But they told me that they'd been in touch with other arrangers as well, and from the beginning I think it was supposed to be with many different, and then it was like they decided to do a short thing instead, and then they just, I don't know, picked us.
Was there any backlash after doing that?
Yes, in some ways. First of all, I just want to say I'm very, very thankful, because we've gotten so much support, and it's been so nice and very humbling with all the very nice people that have said very nice things. But then, of course, which it's not crazy now. I'm not even sure if I would call it backlash, because it's fully reasonable to get critique as well.
Yeah.
And but it hasn't been overwhelming in any way.
Okay.
In the beginning, I was very unused to it, and they cut they left before we cleaned up the party.
Okay. Yeah.
So nothing from the cleanup came in, and then
so it looks like you guys just left everything.
And on that specific location, the kommunens cleaners come at the same time every morning, from how I understood. They didn't come because of us, at least. And they had that in, so it kind of looked like they came in, cleaned up, and then we didn't do anything. But we did clean up, obviously, we always do. But that critique is very reasonable.
Of course.
Because people didn't see us clean up.
Of course.
But it was a very new thing to have to, like...
But this was last summer?
Yeah.
But still,
August.
wasn't there any beef about you guys doing stuff during the pandemic?
Yeah, but the thing is, at that time in Stockholm especially, there were people, because it's also summer, so and it's outside, so there are people everywhere. Yeah. And at the same beach where we were, there probably was almost as many people in the day, and if you went to the malls, it's stacked everywhere, people like that. Yeah. And I'm not saying that to to justify anything, but I think that the reason why that thing wasn't so overblown was because during these weeks there were literal minus numbers in COVID cases. Yeah. There were weeks where there weren't new cases like that, and instead they overlooked old cases and realized that they weren't COVID. So we were actually like -5 was the number. And I don't know, I just think that because so many people let go in the summer in Stockholm, people didn't. We didn't get that much critique from that, and I think because of the fact that it was outside, it's a very big.
But personally, do you have any any reservations? Do you worry about that when you're gonna plan an event or something like that right now?
Yeah, right now we do, 100%. We also wouldn't do this indoors.
Okay.
I don't know, yeah.
Yeah, we haven't really planned any events right now, because the situation is...
It's gotten worse and worse, yeah, I understand that. Did you guys get any strange reaction from your friends, like, oh, you're gonna be doing these techno parties when you started out when you were 17, 18?
No, only encouraging things.
Really?
That's the thing. Of course, we get critique because we should do, because we're not perfect. So
exactly,
but no one has ever not been encouraging, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone has said, yeah, keep doing it.
Okay.
Like among friends.
Yeah. And among people I've met in the scene as well.
Okay. Because I know some people nice. When they were younger, it's when they were doing that, some family members gave up on them, oh my God, you're ruining your life. You're gonna be doing raves and you're gonna fucking be doing drugs and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
no reaction from that.
No. Honestly, no.
No parents beefing with you, no nothing.
No.
A little.
Okay. Yeah.
Not
But I think they've understood that. I don't know. They realized that we're not doing anything bad.
Okay.
Maybe it's maybe you don't. Maybe you have how do you say?
preconceived prejudice.
Prejudice.
Notions. Yeah.
But like they see that nothing bad is happening.
Exactly.
Like we're doing a party.
All right. What do they think of the documentary, the SVC thing?
I think that actually made them more like it even more.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it kind of made them understand what it is that we actually do, and it's like when you see a documentary of someone throwing a big party, like how can you not? How can you be like? That's bad.
And like for like parents and relatives, that gives it some sort of like
credibility.
Credibility,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like oh shit, like 1,000 people came.
Yeah, and you're on SVT now.
Yeah.
It's like if you were a carpenter, you probably would never make it to SVT. So I'm so proud of you all of a sudden.
Exactly.
Fantastic. Well, that's good though. It's nice to hear that you guys have had like what I think is a different experience than most people when they were younger coming up doing this. Because a lot of my friends that started out, like for instance, in the 90s and stuff, they had to deal with a lot of stress and a lot of, like you said, preconceived ideas, prejudices and things like that about what this was going to lead to or what this thing was.
Yeah. I think the reason that people are so, like, our parents are so accepting and stuff is that they partied in the 90s.
Okay.
Like, you understand?
Okay.
Maybe they weren't ravers, but the people that are like twice our age, they know that it's not like...
Yeah, it's not like what people think it is.
No. Like the older generation in the 90s, I can imagine, didn't know anything about it.
Exactly.
It was like when black metal came along and they thought everyone were gonna like sacrifice goats everywhere.
Children, children.
That didn't happen, so...
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
It's nice to see that the world is changing and you guys are having a different experience at that. After listening to your story, it's like, on some levels, of course, that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But on some levels, it's kind of like, what the fuck were y'all thinking about?
Yeah.
How do you just go to a party and be like, yeah, that looks like fun, let's do it?
Yeah.
But of course, you guys went through all the processes of being chaos, and because this is what I try to tell people all the time. It looks very easy.
Yeah.
You go, you set up a sound system, put up some lights, put up some flashing, invite some friends. Great time, maybe sell some beers and some balloons and everybody's great, but it's a lot of fucking work behind it.
A lot of work.
And a lot of responsibility too that comes with that.
Yeah, a lot of responsibility and just like every time you have a party or an open air, something, a problem you've had before occurs again. And something completely new. You never get safe because there's always a new problem that you didn't think about. Everything else, you're like, yeah, I have a plan for this now. It's gonna work out. If this happens, I know how to deal with it. Blah 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 blah. And then something you never thought about.
Nothing is ever like just smooth sailing.
Yeah. And then we're not even talking about the work you do the weeks before or the months before. Like so. Yeah, you're completely That's very.
Yeah, people don't understand that because it's like, this is the wonderful thing about being young.
No.
You don't know what you don't know.
No.
Because I'm sure, like, if you were 35, you wouldn't just be like, oh, I'm going to go do that, blah, blah, blah. You'd be like, oh, wait a second, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
But I think it's great that you guys came in at a young age and just was balls to the wall, you know what I mean? Fuck it, let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
I think some of it has to be done that way. And in some ways, that's why I wanted to talk to you guys. I wanted to sit down and interview y'all because you guys are like I guess by now it's like the 4th generation of the techno scene in Stockholm. Because I would consider myself about like the second or third generation. Because I've been doing this since 2000. I did my first party, or at least I was a part of a crew that did a party in 2002. Yeah, it's like almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
How old are you guys?
22.
Yeah, so you guys are like...
I was 3 years old. Like.
You see what I'm saying? So all those years that it took to get to this point. And it's like, one of the main reasons why I'm doing this show is to kind of pass along the things that we've been doing. The attitude that we've had all these years. I mean, you guys seem like you're already on that track. You're doing it for the right reasons. But there are certain small details like, okay, you have to respect this thing, or you have to, don't fuck it up for these people by doing that. Those small things. So I think it's necessary, not only to take to you guys, but to put out that information out there in general, especially to the new people that's coming up.
Absolutely.
Like,
and I completely agree with you, and that's also very nice. It's like other arrangers that I've talked to. Everyone has been so kind and humble, and really like just been helpful, like, and just been nice about it. Even though we are like the new kids on the block, and we've done a lot of fuck ups. As long as we just learn from them, people have been very kind to us, and we try to learn. And now the respect thing. It's something that we've really learned about as well, and try to really, I don't know, embrace. Now it's even on the level that, you know, other people that are new and maybe haven't arranged, and you see them do the mistakes we do. It's like, I understand where you are, but try to learn from it. Don't do it again. Like,
there's a saying, a fool learns from his own mistakes. A wise man learns from the mistakes of others. So I think it's important to sit down and kind of watch what other people have done, or at least listen to what they've been doing, and see what happens. So you guys are definitely on the right track. I think you should be commended that you kind of somehow naturally pick that up.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It means a lot, truly.